I'm not gonna go, I'm good. Hey, aesthetic distance, come here often. And then no, don't know what this is. Oh, you should subscribe so you can. Hello, I'm Jo, and welcome to another video here on my channel, you guys. I am super excited because today we're smoking it out. I kept the tutorial pretty easy, pretty straightforward, just a couple tips and tricks to get you guys to your smoky eye dreams. Don't forget to subscribe, you guys, if you'd like to be notified every time I post a new video, which is every Monday and Friday at 10 a.m. And without further ado, we're gonna hop into the video. So for today's look, I'm going to be using the Morphe 35O palette. I know from working at Morphe that this to this day is still one of the best-selling palettes that they have. And so I feel like a lot of you guys may either already own this or own colors similar enough. I'm picking up a big fluffy brush and I'm gonna dip into this shade right here. This is going to be our transition shade. I'm saturating my brush with quite a bit of product, and you guys know I already prime my eyes with that P. Louise base because I have a lot of it. So this first shade is a nice rich tone. It's got definitely a bit of warmth to it. Kind of on camera, it looked a little bit orange. It may apply extra warm on me because I am so fair. Oh yeah. And I'm actually mixing that shade right there with a slightly peachier version of the same thing. You guys know that every time I start placing a product, I go in with like a stippling motion, and then to blend, I switch to more of like a soft, like circular motion, like scrambling eggs. I really want this color to be like super blown out. So I'm taking extra time with these first two shades, and I'm also making sure to drag that color here on the inner corner up more towards my brow bone than I normally do for like a traditional look. This is a trick that I picked up from the training artist that I work with at Morphe. It's something that he does in all of his looks, simply because like later when you go to like bronze the face and you like drag it across the nose, it just like ties the whole look in together. It can also change your eye shape dramatically. So by dusting that color right here, you're drawing more attention into this inner area, even if it's just ever so slight and subtle. And so later when you go to like bronze, or you know, sometimes you could drag your contour up through here, it just really emphasizes that structure right there. And then it's like, the next thing I'm going to do to kind of like buff that top edge into our brow bone so that it's not as harsh is I'm gonna pick up something that's rather fleshy in its undertone. Fleshy. This one right here, it's like this nice eggshelly color. I'm gonna press that right into the brow bone and then start to sweep it down. This is the Morphe eyeliner in the color Vibes. I like this because it's like a really rich brown. And the first thing that we're going to do is kind of place it underneath here, under our lash line, and really start to like darken and deepen that area. And then from there, we're going to build on top of the lash line and smoke it out from there. And you know, that's not quite the same as like doing your eyeliner, but already you can see a lot more dimension right here in the eyeline. So now I'm gonna take this same color and I'm going to drag it across the top. And I'm taking a dry brush and I am starting to blend out. I highly recommend that when building your smoky eye, you don't allow this like smoked out like eyeliner portion to go up any higher than your actual lid. I would not drag it as far into like your crease or even into that transition shade too much. So this smoked out brown liner that we just placed is actually going to serve as just like an anchor or a baseline. So I love that we have like that really pretty like warm tone sitting up here, followed that by that warm brown. But now we need to make these two like melt in together, and to do that, we're going to use an eyeshadow. I think the best shade for us to use is going to be this one right here. It is a rich brown similar to what we just put on our lash line that we smoked out. However, I do think it's like ever so slightly lighter, but they both are nice and warm in their undertone. And so between everything else that we have going on our eyes, I think it's going to complement it really well. So I'm picking up a decent amount of that product here on the belly, which is the side of the brush, and I am going to go in and stipple right at the top edge of where we smoked out that liner. You don't want to go too much higher. You're gonna stipple that product, and once you are satiated with how it is placed, then you're gonna switch to that soft circular motion. As far as the outer edge goes, really whatever complements your own eye shape is what I would recommend. I usually keep my looks super rounded and blown out simply because I find that is what complements me best. If you are someone who has slightly more like flat or straight eyes, then I would suggest giving it a little like flick at the end and letting that smoke just kind of like taper out into nothing. If you started this video without foundation or anything like that on, I would take the time to go ahead and do your foundation, your concealer, powder your under eyes if that's how you like to do it. For me, my foundation and concealer are already done, and so I'm just gonna move on to the fun smokiness. I always carry whatever is sitting here on top into the lower lash line to make like a really cohesive, beautiful look. So the first thing that I'm going to do is pick up that same initial transition color, that like rich caramelly color, and I am going to pack that right here starting on the outer corner of the lower lash line and drag it all the way in. There is nothing I love more than a nice rich, like blown out lower lash line. I'm gonna pick up that same brown color that we used to melt the eyeliner with the transition shade, and I'm gonna concentrate that on the very outer corner. I'm gonna blow this color out as well by like swiping it back and forth and like really helping it smoke out, but I am not going as far down as I did with that initial like caramelly color because we do want them to look like they like melted into one another. I've decided that I would love for this look to have like a little bit more pop of color. You may use any color that you would like, including just that same warm brown eyeliner if you feel more comfortable along those lines. This is the Nubian 2 palette, and it's this color right here that's like really starting to float my boat. Traditionally, I wouldn't put a shimmer down here on my lower lash line, but you know, I'm just feeling a little adventurous today. So I'm picking up a very tight flat brush so that I can really control where I put this. Also going to apply a little bit of that same eyeliner from earlier just into the waterline. I feel like that just like really draws your attention in. All right, the last thing that I'm going to do is pick up a super rich brown. We are going to hit the very outer corner of the very top of that lash line and also smoke it right here into the very outer edge of that lower lash line. You can see that I stippled right here near the lash line, and then I turned to the fatter part of the brush and I slowly started like flicking ever so slightly like inwards. And I'm doing this just to make everything kind of seamlessly melt in together. It also is going to draw more attention here to the inner corner because that is so deep. You guys know that I usually take whatever highlighter I'm wearing and I put it in the very, very inner corner just to open my eyes up a little bit. For those of you wondering what those sounds are in the background, my little brother is over at my apartment today and he is watching TV. And no, Mom and Dad, it's not inappropriate. It's just a little bit of action-packed. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. I do hope that you enjoyed it and that you found this tutorial useful. As always, if you guys end up recreating this look, be that with your own colors or following these tips and tricks exactly, please tag me in your pictures. I love, love, love seeing your work. I make these videos so that they are accessible and easy for you guys to learn and recreate from. And so it just literally makes my whole day when you guys tag me in things and I see the beautiful work that you're doing. As always, feel free to drop a comment down below, anything you guys would love to see here in this channel. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can be notified every time I post a new video, which is every Monday and Friday at 10 a.m. And also, may I just say, I've already started working on Halloween this year, guys, 5 months in advance. But I'm excited. Thank you guys again so much. I love you a whole heck of a lot, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Look, it's Pooh Bear. My little bee lost a wing, which is fine because now he can't leave me.